Hi everyone, Matt and I both have done some research in the past on income and wealth inequality. So today we thought it would be interesting to talk about static income inequality and introduce the common measure of it, the Gini coefficient. So we'll talk about that today.
And I'm here to run the slides, so there we go.
So, to start, I would like to discuss some of the reasons why income might be unequal at a point in time, which I think will help us understand these measures. So, first, experienced versus inexperienced workers. Let's think about the situation where someone is experienced within the industry for 20 years versus someone entering the industry. The person who is experienced has built up skills and know how about the job, so he's likely to be paid more than someone who is completely new. So, if this was the reason why incomes were unequal, we may not be worried about it too much. The second scenario is risk taking versus non risk taking individuals. Someone who is willing to take on a risk by undertaking uncertain investments and take chances that may end up with nothing or may end up with lots of income, this could lead to inequality as well. Furthermore, on average, risk takers have to be rewarded to do this. So there may be inequality due to some individuals being more willing to accept a lower income as long as they don't have to take on risks. Again, this would be seemed to be okay reason for inequality. The third scenario is people when people have different opportunities, or there may be discrimination or systemic biases in society that lead to people who are otherwise the same receiving different incomes. So when this happens, the inequality appears to be a baddie, fundamentally unjust. So it would be something that we would want to redress. To summarizing these pictures, these different causes matter in very different ways. So we would like to think about policy very differently based on the causes. However, our measures don't always allow us to separate out these causes. So today our goal is not to talk about whether inequality is good or bad. We just want to describe what the inequality is. The issues of the inequality being good or bad are described more at the TVHE link that you're seeing at the top of your screen. So, the parade of dwarfs. When looking at an income distribution, we can consider it by ordering people from those with the lowest income to those with the highest and popping them on a graph. When we do so, we get the so-called the parade of dwarfs. Let's look at it below. Oops, the wrong parade. Just a second. I will fix that now. So, this is quintiles in New Zealand, which is the proportion of income for each 20% of the population ordered by their income level. The income measure used here is household equalized income. Why we equalize the income? Because we would view a child or non-worker in a high income family as still having a high income, as the family will share the resources. So we group people in the household together and then adjust the income for the number of people and how those people could share the income, which is called scale economies. This shows us the proportion of income rises over 5 times going from the lowest to the highest quintile. However, having such large groupings misses a lot of inequality. Let's look at the US case. The US figure shows that clearly the very high income earners tower far above the rest. This is why it's termed the parade of dwarfs. as a few high-income people earn far more than each individual other person in the distribution. So let's imagine a situation where everyone does earn the same income. The parade would be flat in that case. If we have people ordered from lowest to highest income, which doesn't make sense when they are all the same but will soon, we can look at cumulative income in the following way. So let's draw the line. The idea here is that we start with the person with the lowest income, and the second point is their income plus the income of the second lowest earner. If we keep adding this up, we will get a straight line. At the end, we will have 100% of the people, the bottom axis, and 100% of the income, the left-hand side axis. So the line is straight as the additions to the cumulative sum are always the same number when incomes are perfectly equal. But what does it look like when they are unequal? So the next line is a famous Lorenz curve. The proportion of total income earned by lower income individuals will be lower than this perfectly equal line. As the income rises, when we go right, the line gradually gets steeper. By the end, we will have 100% of the income counted again, so we end up at the same point. So this is called the Lorenz curve. So how do we measure inequality from this? We measure it using the Gini coefficient. The Gini coefficient is a measure that refers to the gap between this completely equal line and unequal line that is observed in reality. So the larger the Gini coefficient, the larger the area between these two lines. So it is in this way that the Gini coefficient measures inequality in incomes in a population. Right, here we go. So today we have had a brief chat about how to measure income inequality and have hopefully clarified what people mean when they talk about the Gini coefficient. Questions about what the right level of inequality is or what inequality really means are tough. So these are not things we are going to tackle here in this video. We just wanted to give you some information to help you make your own informed choices. So we will thank you here and hopefully we'll see you next time.